Hi there, I'm Jen, this is Remembered Reads, and this is going to be the 50 questions you've never been asked tag. I know a few weeks ago it seemed like everyone was doing this, and I was out of town and didn't do it myself, and I thought it'll be off trend if I do it now. But I saw a couple of extra people doing it this past week, so I thought, alright, I'm gonna join in. So I was tagged by Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books, and I will link to her channel below. Let's do the questions. Question number 1 is, what is your favorite candle scent? I'm actually allergic to scented candles. A friend of mine had a cousin-in-law or some relative by marriage who was involved in what I think is a multi-level marketing scheme, but she was selling candles, and I went to one of her candle parties to be a supportive friend, and I had the worst headache I have ever had in my life. So scented candles are not something I go for. Question number 2 is, which female celebrity do you wish were your sister? I don't know. I'm pretty satisfied with my actual sister. Question number 3 is, which male celebrity do you wish were your brother? I don't know. I don't know if he's enough of a celebrity, but I'm always I don't know if he's enough of a celebrity, but when Martin Fourcade, the biathlete, goes and congratulates his actual brother at the end of races, because his brother is also a biathlete, I'm always kind of charmed by that, so. Question number 4 is, how old do you think you'll be when you marry? I am married, although I'm technically separated now, so I don't know if I would remarry. I don't think I would. I don't know. It's a weird situation right now anyway, so. Question number 5 is, do you know someone who is a hoarder? I know a few people who are pack rats, which I think is a step in the direction, but no. When I lived in Burlington, I did have someone in the neighborhood who I'm sure was a hoarder based on what I could see through their windows in their garage, but I don't know that I really knew them. I just walked my dog past their house sometimes. Question number 6 is, can you do the splits? No. Question number 7 is, how old were you when you learned to ride a bike? I assume 5 or 6, but I don't actually remember. Question number 8 is, how many oceans have you swum in? I think there's an argument that there is only one ocean because they're all connected, but I think that's probably a fake answer, so 3, the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. Question number 9 is, how many countries have you visited? And if I had to guess, I would guess around 35. I haven't really counted them all up, but. Question number 10 is anyone in your family in the army? No, no one in my family is in the army. Even back when Belgium had a service requirement, I think virtually all of my cousins who were of age prior to, I think it was 92 or something, virtually all of them got out of it. I think maybe one or two people actually did their service, but yeah. Question number 11 is, what would you name your daughter if you had one? I don't know. I've never been good at picking good girls' names, so I'm not sure. Question 12 is, what would you name your son if you had one? A number of years ago when I was expecting, I had been trying to convince my husband that Marcel Hassan was a good name. We lost the pregnancy before I convinced him though, so I don't know if we actually would have used that name or not, had things happened differently. Number 13 is, what's the worst grade you have gotten on a test? Well, basically the summer after I had graduated from university, I, for fun, decided I would take an extra chemistry class, and about midpoint through it I decided I didn't actually want to take that. I would maybe do it later in my free time, but I didn't properly de-enroll from the class. So I had stopped attending, but I was still technically on the rolls, and I found that out shortly before the final exam. So I still sat the exam, but not having gone to the class or studied, I obviously got an incredibly poor mark on that, so. Question number 14 is, what was your favorite TV show as a kid? My mother was very anti-TV, so I didn't watch a lot of TV as a kid, but probably The Muppet Show when I got to watch it. Because I did have a lot of little plastic Muppet toys. Question number 15 is, what did you dress up as for Halloween when you were 8? I have no idea, but I think I was Yoda when I was 7, so. Or no, I might have been 6 actually. I was Yoda 1 year, not when I was 8 though, I have no idea. Question number 16 is, have you read any Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight? I have read The Philosopher's Stone and not the rest of the series, although I think I saw the first 3 movies. I have not read Hunger Games, although I feel like I would probably be entertained by that. I read about the first page of Twilight, and was like, no, I'm not reading more of that. but I'm kind of the wrong age for that. I feel like you have to have either been a kid when they came out or been a parent and read some of that with your kids to be really enthused about it. So, question number 17 is, would you rather have an American or British accent? I like the accent I have. I don't see why I need to have one or the other. I mean, it depends which one, I guess. I mean, I feel like if you had a Cajun accent or a Scouse accent, nobody would understand you. You know, if you had that kind of mid-Atlantic accent, that would be okay. I don't know. I really don't know. I like my own accent, which is neither. Question number 18 is, did your mother go to university? Yes, she did. Question number 19 is, are your grandparents still married? My grandparents are all dead, but they were all still married at the point when the first of them died. Although my maternal grandmother, who outlived her husband by 20-something years, used to say whenever somebody of a younger generation got divorced that, I suppose if I had been younger, I'd have gotten divorced. These young kids, you know, that kind of thing. Question 20 is, have you ever taken karate lessons? No, I have not. The only martial art I have taken was judo, which we had to take in high school. Question number 21 is, do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Yes, because I said the Muppets was my favorite childhood. Wait, do the arms. Kermit arms! That looked more like jazz hands. Never mind. Question number 22 is, what is the first amusement park that you visited? I don't know, but probably Canada's Wonderland. Question 23 is, what language would you like to be fluent in? Because I live in Houston, Spanish would be useful, but I'm probably moving, so I don't know. I do think for eavesdropping purposes it would have been fun to be fluent in Cantonese, at least back when I lived in Scarborough, but again, now I don't know how useful that would be in my life. Question number 24 is, do you spell gray with an A or an E? And I spell it with an E, unless it's part of someone's name, and they spell it the other way. Question number 25 is your father bald? My father has been dead for just about 25 years, and he was not bald at the time, but he did have a receding hairline. And now 2 of his 3 brothers are bald, so I would say he would probably be bald if he were still alive. Question 26 is, do you know triplets? And not in real life, although there is a booktuber whose handle is Mom to Triplets. So I've seen her channel. I don't know if that counts. Question number 27 is, do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? And I've never seen The Notebook, so by default, I suppose I have to prefer Titanic. Question number 28 is, have you ever had Indian food? And yes, because I'm from Scarborough. And my husband is of Goan ancestry, so yeah. Question number 29 is, what's the name of your favorite restaurant? I don't know if it counts as a proper restaurant because it's really fast casual, but We Love Roti in Pickering, Ontario. They make a great goat roti with this gravy. Excellent. It's the Guyanese style roti. Excellent. Question number 30 is, have you ever been to Nandos? With apologies to people who are vegetarians or snobs about food, yes, I love Nandos. It is to my great sorrow that they don't have Nandos here in Houston. I've seen a lot of US-based people who don't know what Nandos is, but there is Nandos in the US, in the DC metro area. When I lived there, I used to go to the one that's outside Pentagon City. There's also one in Old Town Alexandria and some other places, but those were the 2 I've been to. And when I'm back in Toronto, I go to the one in Markham. And because we are tacky people, and I've been to ones in London, sometimes with like huge numbers of in-laws because we're classy like that. Question 31 is, do you belong to any warehouse stores? And no, I don't, although I did belong to Costco 1 year because we were buying winter tires for our car, and the discount that you get from buying tires there was such a good discount that it actually paid for a year's membership. So we did. So it was worth it for that. Question number 32 is, what would your parents have named you if you'd been the opposite gender? And I would have been Ken, because Jen is not just my name, it is also my initials, J-E-N. And if I'd been a boy, they would have been K-E-N. Number 33 is, what's your nickname? Jenny, I guess. Because Jen is such a common name, I tend to get a lot of Jen plus something else. When I was in high school, I was sometimes Jen number 3. I was sometimes White Jen. At my dog park, I'm Jen Gunther because my dog's name is Gunther, and there's several other Jens, and they're Jen Romeo and Jen Libby because those are their dogs' names. Question 34 is, who's your favorite person in the world? I don't know. That's a weird question. Why are they my favorite person in the world? I feel like that's the kind of question you ask to people who have multiple children, and it's a sneaky way of asking which is your favorite child. Question 35 is, would you rather live in the country or the city? And definitely the city. I'm a city person. Question 36 is, can you whistle? Yes, I can whistle. Anyway, that was terrible, I'm sorry. Question 37 is, do you sleep with a nightlight? No, but there is both the security box and a fire detector in my bedroom both have lights on them, so it's almost like having a nightlight, which is actually a little bit obnoxious. Question 38, do you eat breakfast every morning? Not every morning, but usually. It depends. If I'm taking my dog and meeting somebody to go hiking, I don't eat before that, so if we go late in the morning, then I don't eat breakfast, but otherwise I do. Question number 39 is, do you take any daily pills or medication? No. Question 40 is, what medical condition do you have? None. Question number 41 is, how many times have you been to the hospital? When I was at school, I actually worked in a hospital, so I used to go almost every day, depending on my schedule. I suppose that's a fake answer, but hey. Question number 42 is, have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Yeah, I like Finding Nemo. I really like Bruce and Gil. Question 43 is, where do you buy your jeans? I used to always buy my jeans at Winners, which is like TJ Maxx in the US or TK Maxx in the UK. Number 44 is, what's the last compliment that you got? And when I'm walking my dog home from the dog park, we pass by a street that's full of bars and pubs and whatnot, and one of the bouncers the other night told me I had a good-looking dog. So that was probably the last compliment that I got. Number 45 is, do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? I think I usually do remember them in the morning, but then I forget them within 10 minutes of having awakened. Question number 46 is, what flavor tea do you enjoy? Normally I don't care what flavor tea is, as long as it's caffeinated, it's good. But my mother-in-law bought a bag of this ridiculously expensive tea that was called the Oprah tea, I think, at a tea shop that was going out of business. And she gave me a bag of it, and it was genuinely the tastiest tea I have ever drunk. And I feel like I should be more of a snob and be like, yeah, Oprah tea, blah, but it was really good. So yeah, Oprah tea. Question number 47 is, how many pairs of shoes do you currently own? And the answer is definitely too many. I should get rid of some because, yeah, I have more shoes than I need. Question number 48 is, what religion would you raise your children to practice? That would assume that I had children. I don't know that I would raise children to practice a religion, but I would want them to know about it. Because I know some people, and they genuinely, like, their kids don't know basic elements of their family's religion, and you go, well, if they're not practicing, it doesn't matter. But I think it matters in a kind of cultural touchstones point. Question number 49 is, how old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real? We got our presents from St. Nicholas, who, I don't know that I ever thought an ancient Greek saint was wandering into the house with his donkey and his sidekick to deliver presents and pieces of wood, which I think are supposed to be, the wood is supposed to be so your parents know to beat you for being bad, which is kind of terrible. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like at some point I just started putting stuff in the stockings at the same time. My mother actually sends a dog toy in the mail for my dog that's from St. Nicholas every year on December 6th-ish, so. Question number 50 is, why do you have a YouTube channel? And the answer is, because I like to hear myself talk. Okay, so that was the 50 questions. I almost don't know who to tag because I saw so many people doing this a few weeks ago. But if you haven't done it yet, and you're watching this, consider yourself tagged. Don't be one of the only people who hasn't done this. So many people have done this. You do it now too. Anyway, that's it for now. Ciao.